In this video, I'm going to be doing a live reaction and analysis to the latest data report coming out of Santa Cruz County in this Bay Area housing market minute. The Bay Area housing market has been on absolute fire. This is not front page news. And so today, what I want to do is just do a quick, I haven't seen this report yet. The latest trend graphics report is out for the County of Santa Cruz. And I want to do a live reaction here and analysis of what's going on in Santa Cruz County. But before we get into the numbers and before we get into the data, if you're a home buyer in today's marketplace and you're looking for a comprehensive data set to assist you in your home buying decision making, you can go ahead and text the word data plus the area or the zip code or the neighborhood that you're looking in, and we will get that data set sent straight to your inbox. And if you're a home seller in today's marketplace and you're wondering, is now the right time to sell? Or what should I price my property at? You can go ahead and text the word data plus your property address, and we'll send that information straight to your inbox. All right, so let's dive into this report. Again, I haven't seen this yet. This is for all residential properties in Santa Cruz County. And okay. All right, so interesting. Wow, gotcha. Okay, so now for the very first time, this is interesting. So for the very first time in, gosh, 7 really, like, to clearly define it, it would have to be like 8 months. It's been 8 months since we've had this scenario happen where we've had less pending sales than active inventory. So active inventory is represented by the light green bar and the red line is pending sales. And so for the last 8 months or so, we've had pending sales either kind of right at or above where the inventory levels are. And that's indicative of a white hot seller's market. And so this last month in July, we saw just a very slight increase in inventory levels. Well, not actually a slight increase, but it was an increase in inventory levels that has now caused inventory to outpace demand. This is fascinating. And what's really interesting here is the fact that demand didn't drop. So actually demand went up a little bit in July, and that typically doesn't happen. So that is one thing here, like a icing on the cake, is that we had an increase in pending sales, which normally doesn't happen because typically families go out of town. We start to see less buyers in the marketplace during the summer months. So the fact that we had an uptick in pending sales or even a stable pending is great news if you're a home seller. That being said, we did see an uptick in inventory. Now, this is not abnormal, by the way. We typically see inventory levels creep up during the summer month. It's a tale of two demographics. We have the buyers and we have the sellers. And the buyers all want to go out of town. They want to enjoy their summer. They're getting buyer fatigue from the spring. We start to see a lot of sellers say, hey, honey, we finally have free time to think about selling our house and get it on the market and prep it and everything. And so it's just a complete shift in activity and behavior. And so buyer behavior does not match up with what it normally does, but seller behavior did. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in August. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in August and especially in September. Will we see pending sales creep up over inventory levels again? Could happen. Could we see pendings dip even more to where they were, say, in October and November of last year, where they were just a little bit lower than where they are right now by about 30 homes or so, based on what I'm seeing here. So it would be interesting to see where we end up at, in the crux of the fall months, because typically that is a good time to sell a home, is in the fall, because we start to see more demand and we start to see less inventory levels. So let's see how this plays out. But my initial reaction is, wow, there's some more stability being brought into the marketplace. So if you're a buyer that's thinking about buying right now, I mean, it's like, this is a good opportunity because we're seeing just less buyers right now than we've seen in the last couple of months. And there's more to choose from. And that's really the key, is that we're finally starting to see more homes to choose from, which, hey, if you're a buyer, that's great news for you. Now, every buyer wants to know, what am I going to need to pay in order to win a house? Because as we all know, typically it's going to take a little bit over asking price in order to win. And so the answer to that lies in this stat right here, the sales price to list price ratio. On average in July, looks like we had 104% sales price to list price ratio. So this goes hand in hand with what I was saying before, is that even though we're starting to see that neutralization or stability in the marketplace, it's still a white hot seller's market, still a very strong seller's market. In an economist's perspective, we'd need to see pending sales be at about 33% of what active inventory is for it to be considered a neutral market. So anything above that is a seller's market. So we're still in a fiery hot seller's market, and we have been for the last since February of this year. And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 straight months where we've had sales price exceed list price, which is just a compounding effect. And even, in February and January of this year was 99. And then in November, December of last year, 102, 100. So really, many straight months here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight months where we've had good growth in the Santa Cruz area, which is, if you're a home buyer, not so great news. If you're a home seller, phenomenal news. Now, the question is, when does this narrative change? And we're already starting to see the narrative change a little bit, but is that gap going to continue to widen? Are we going to see more homes come on the market and less buyers? Or are we going to see the opposite, where there's way more buyers than homes on the market? Both of those are a possibility right now. So we need to continue to monitor the market through the end of the year to see what the latest trends are. And that's why you tune in to the Bay Area Housing Market Minute to stay on top of what's happening in Santa Cruz County and every single Bay Area county. So continue to tune in. This is Danny Gould, everyone. I'm selling Silicon Valley, and I will catch all of you in the next video.